This meeting is being recorded. Well, hello, everybody. I'm Dan Bell with the Hampton Roads Innovation Collaborative, the region's tech council, a nonprofit that's been in existence since the late 90s. We are an all-volunteer organization. We put everything, dues, etc., back into program development. And what is it that we try to do? Try to keep the technology conversation rolling in the region on a variety of forms, and certainly try to promote small business entrepreneurialism and just keep things rolling in the region. So Tech Tuesday is something that came out of our, doesn't everybody hate the word pivot now? But we did have to react to COVID like everybody else, and this has turned into a pretty good program. So we're moving right along. I want to first thank Cox for their series sponsorship and introduce my friend and colleague, Mr. Barrett Stork. Barrett.
Hey, Dan, thank you so much, folks. Barrett Stork, Director of Government Affairs over at Cox Communications, for those who do not know me. Dan, very grateful to you and the collaborative for allowing us to continue to sponsor this exciting series. I know it's a pivot, but I think it was an exciting one, and I still love hearing from all the speakers, and I think we're going to hear from some great ones today as well. For those who don't know, Cox Communications is the largest family-owned broadband company in the country. Just here in Virginia, we've invested more than $2 billion in our network over the past 10 years, and we are continuing to invest in our fiber-based network. Right now, for those who are working at their office, we can offer up to 100 gig service through our fiber for businesses, and we can go up to 1 gig at the house. But in fact, part of the investment that we continue to make in our network is part of our plan to bring 10 gigabit symmetrical speeds to the home for our customers. So that's going to be coming in future years for folks. If you are a customer of ours and you are running into any service, or if you're just interested in getting switched over to our service, please feel free to contact me anytime. I'm going to drop my email into the chat for you. And with that, Dan, my commercial is over, and I will pass it back over to you.
Thanks, Barrett. 10 gig to the house. That's crazy. And did I hear that I could have that as early as next week? Did I hear that?
Maybe not next week.
Did
still working on those
upgrades.
Yeah, it's still coming. 100 gig fiber if you're a business and you're looking for that from us. We can do that for sure.
Well, that's pretty exciting stuff. So thank you. Cox Communications just been a great partner to the region, and we appreciate everything that you do. Thank you so much. With that, I'd like to turn the program over and get out of the video and get out of the audio as well. And I'd like to introduce Joe Weaver from Ario and Tim Chrisman from VarTech, who are both running, pardon me, very exciting companies, very technology, pardon me, technology driven. And I have not had the opportunity to meet Tim before, but I'm looking forward to hearing about what's going on with VarTech, as well as getting the update from Joe. So Joe drew the short straw. He gets to go first, and I'll turn it over. Joe, take it away.
All right, perfect. I'm going to share my screen.
We got it.
All right, let me present. You able to see this?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so we're Ario. We're Data Meets Life. My name is Joe Weaver. I'm the CPO of Ario and co-founder. My background is in applied physics. I graduated from Christopher Newport University, so I'm local to the area. I've lived here about 15 years. So right after September 11th, my dad got stationed here, and I've been living here and working here ever since. So my background worked in shipbuilding, I worked in defense contracting, and then founded Ario, and excited to show you guys more of what we're doing and the exciting updates that we have, and some of the new features and things that we're doing this year, and expanding our product to even more people as we move forward, not only just local companies that we started with, but we've actually started working around the globe. So excited to share more about that. So we're a startup. We've located in Norfolk, Virginia. We just moved into Assembly. It's a great co-working space and place for technology companies in downtown Norfolk. So with that, we've raised $2 million since being founded, and we established our company in 2016. So this is my 5th year of startup life, which has been a roller coaster and an adventure, but excited to build this exciting company here in Hampton Roads and working with local companies in this location and expanding around the world. So the problem, so a lot of people have heard of the deskless worker. So 80% of the world's workers are actually deskless. So individuals that go to work that don't sit behind a cubicle or on a computer account for 80% of these workers. So they have unique problems and need unique solutions. 70% of these people want more technology. So a lot of them are lacking new technologies. Most of the technology you see in these industries are centered to the desk workers. So Slack, Windows, all these things that Microsoft and all these companies are doing, they're really focused on those workers, but they're not helping serve the 70% of workers that are out there actually, on the job floor, in the manufacturing plant, and doing the work and maintaining and keeping us going and keeping the power on and keeping America moving. So for that, 57% of them are given smartphones or tablets. So there's been a technology kind of transition as they go from paper to phones and tablets. So we really focused on building a solution to help solve that area. We can't really help people that are stuck on paper, but we can help them digitize their paper solutions and their training and their digital work instructions and bring that solutions to this phone and smartphone, and not only help them digitize it, but future-proof it with augmented reality. And then 65% have not been provided additional technologies to complete their jobs. So with that, we've really realized that even the ones that have transitioned to phones and tablets still have not been given or used them. They're still heavily relying on paper. They're not digitizing their work instructions, and a lot of them are having to do that themselves. And because of that, about 56% of build their own technologies, try to fill in the gaps. So these deskless workers are trying to build software, try to build solutions for their own problems. And that's not necessarily the best way to solve these problems in these industrial work environments. They're not software developers. They're not maybe building Google Forms, basic checklist. They're trying to solve the things themselves. But really what they need is a tool to help empower them to build the solutions themselves and let them maintain and operate it and allow the technology to grow and advance with them. Within these industrial work environments, one of the biggest issues you hear a lot is downtime. So the average cost of a downtime incident is about $17,000. So every time a machine is not running, a manufacturing line is taken down, we have some clients that downtime equates to between $1,000 to up to $22,000 a minute. So you can imagine if you can have technology to help bridge that gap and reduce the downtime, it's very important for these manufacturing companies to reduce those incidents and then make sure the plant floors are operating as much as possible. And then one of the things that you also hear a lot about is the skills gap, or people leaving companies or transitioning or retiring. So with this, 40% of these industrial or enterprise workers leave within the first year without proper training. So these industries offer very high turnover, which equates to a lot of learning issues, a lot of issues on the job, and then having people transition out and relying on training programs that are outdated and not necessarily up to date is where we're trying to solve problems within these enterprises. So the solution, So we help you do what you do better. So at Ario, we try to build easy to use knowledge sharing products that provide information when, where, and how it's needed most. So we help boost your productivity. We help share that knowledge. And really what we're trying to do is reduce those errors using a digital tool. And I'll show you our latest commercial. And this will kind of show you updates and some of the new things that we have with the product in a fun kind of example.
Hey, what are you doing? Oh, just sharing some information with the team. You know, labeling the machine parts, copying the manual, just making sure everyone knows how to use the equipment. Oh, check it out. Maybe made one of these instructional flip books. All right.
And what if these fall off or get wet and sponge?
Ah, good thinking. Guess I could laminate them. Maybe use some super glue.
Or just use Ario, like everyone else.
With that.
Ario, the app, it's augmented reality that lets you put data in its place. Take a picture, a digital sticky note, stick it on a piece of equipment. You can hold anything: videos, images, docs, links, and even 3D models.
Okay, but look at these comprehensive checklists I made. I mean, I even drew a diagram showing workflow flows. And look, this note here has a pop quiz.
That's an idea, but tips take care of that. You can build workflows of tasks, routine checklists, and even training courses. Place some writers on demo for your teams to access during the day-to-day operation.
Wow, that's amazing.
Also, there's Ario Connect, two-way video call enhanced by augmented reality. Draw, direct, chat, and even drop in 3D models. That way you can still share your hands-on expertise when you have to be on site.
So, what do I do about this? It's my mobile manual.
I'll do the honors. And guess what? I can use Ario with one hand. It's going on any mobile app. No special equipment needed. Put data in its place. Learn more at ario.com.
Oh yeah, I'm downloading it now.
So that's our latest commercial, just showing kind of the product. Oops. So the product itself is a productivity platform that allows you to place information into your environment. So we call these PIPs, or placed information points, and these virtual labels stick onto the piece of equipment, and they can hold anything or any bit of information. We also allow it to connect tasks, workflows, checklists, courses. All that can be created through a web portal and managed. So all the media, all the content, all the users can be defined. So all you have to do is just hold your phone up to this environment. The camera understands what it's looking at, and then overlays all the relevant information you need to do your work or task or learn how to on the job. And right now, this is an iOS capable application, and we're just about to launch Android. And we focused on mobile phones and tablets as you can help digitize your work instructions, and then not only digitize them, but actually connect them to your work environment. And what we try to do with Ario, there's two applications. There's Ario and Ario Connect. When we talk about learning, it's about multimodal. So the way you learn, the best way is by doing, but we try to build a platform that allows you to connect all the different media components. So you can connect 3D content, you can do pictures, videos. You can also, with Ario Connect, do a video call. So you can do a demonstration, see how it's done on location. You can participate in a call or talk. And the way you learn is actually a combination of all these things. So the Ario platform allows all these different mediums through both Ario and Ario Connect to get every possible way to learn or provide information on the job. While using the Ario platform, teams complete a task about 35% faster. So you can imagine that's $17,000 for every incident. If you cut 40% or 35% out, it starts adding up very quickly. And Ario Connect is our two-way video calling application. So with this, we use augmented reality on a video call. So it allows individuals to actually show, you can place 3D cursors, You can communicate through chat in loud environments, and then you can license it separately. So this is the fastest way to get instant ROI within an enterprise. You can make a remote call. They can see what you see, and then you can actually interact spatially through that call in their environment. So you can show them what buttons to press, what actions to take. It's a lot more advanced than a Zoom call or a FaceTime. And this is compatible with iOS, Android, and desktop. 90% of employees that we surveyed feel that video makes it easier to get the point across. So because of COVID, this has been our fastest growing application within the enterprise, mainly because due to travel restrictions or issues with the individuals that can't come to work, this is the fastest way for individuals to communicate and have effective communication remotely. And this is also combined with Ario, so you can deliver work instructions, you can deliver 3D models and all that content through the platform and enhance it. Or if you're working on a work instruction and need help, you can make a video call at any time or chat with any individuals. So remote troubleshooting, it's a quick and easy way to share knowledge. You can give clear directions. You can reduce the truck rolls. So less time going out to locations to get help. You can do it more effectively through video call using augmented reality. And then it's compatible with all mobile phones and works through the web. So we've really focused our products on building something easy. So any individual between 18 to 60 can use our product. We use the phones and tablets that these companies already have and use and like. And we also develop our platform scalable. So we have individuals that can create the content, you can create the videos, you can author all the things, you can make it read-only so that the workers can just have access to it. And it's scalable. So you can, it's a SaaS platform. You can invite users, you can add individuals, you can manage all the content, and you can build it as your team grows. So as the ROI starts growing, you can add more team members or spatially document just the areas that you need, or you can expand this throughout your whole organization pretty quickly. It's pretty much instant. You just walk around, you tap where you want those labels persist, and they magically attach to the world. And in those labels, you can connect any type of information, either information you already have or information that you host through the web. And one of the things that we also really focused on as a company is building a secure platform. So with that, we've embedded all the security protocols. We use enterprise level security, and we also offer this whole solution to be allowed to be placed on premise. And then with that too, we've also really focused on military clients that have adopted this platform because the need for secured communication and also secured connectivity to 3D content and work instructions. This whole application can be encased in its enclosed networked environment. So who we serve. So the clients that we serve today are energy and utilities, manufacturing, logistics, and defense. And those are the three areas that have this common problem statement where you have new workers, they need to walk into a complex work environment. They can use Ario to connect all the information or training or documentation to that complex work environment. And then if they need help, they can make a remote video call using Ario Connect. And that expert anywhere in the world can connect to that person and guide them or provide them work instructions or guidance on how to perform their job. In these three areas, we've been growing not only locally, but around the world as we've have clients now in Europe, South America, and have had use cases in China. So some of the featured clients that we have, we've been working with Canon, WestRock, Bosch Siemens Home Appliance Group in Germany. The Air Force is one of our largest clients. We've done work with NATO, Ferguson, and then we're also working with the Fortune 5 e-commerce company. Our technology is a SBIR phase 2 technology. So we've been working with the Air Force to expand our technology through the Air Force. And then we're also working to extend our SBIR with a follow-on to allow our technology to enhance pilot training. So we're excited to work with the Air Force and excited to help them both digitize their work instructions and training, and then also provide a way for them to communicate more effectively through their pilot training transformation classes. Awards. So in 2018, we won the NATO Innovation Challenge. We went through a accelerator out in California, in Silicon Valley, and won the IoT People's Choice Award in 2018. And then in 2018, same year, we went to CES with the company and won the top 5 startup of the year at CES. And then 2019, we won the maintenance product of the year. And then fast forward to last year, Ario won the largest startup prize in the last 10 years, Verizon Built on 5G Challenge. We won first place and $1 million from Verizon. And with that, we've partnered with Verizon to bring our platform to their networks and enabled our platform for 5G. And we're rolling up our partnership with them that you can purchase our platform on their network, and it's wrapped into the billing and the purchasing through your standard cell phone or tablet plan. And then recently we won the Future of Frontline Workers through Beekeeper, and excited to partner with them as we bring our product to their 1,000+ customers all throughout the world. Essentially, we're here to help. So any businesses or organizations within those verticals that we're looking for, we're trying to get our product out. We're a SaaS platform. You can download our apps off the App Store. We can allow you to join, and we're excited to expand to more broader use cases this year. So if anyone wants to contact me, my name is Joe Weaver. You can contact me at joe@ario.com. And if anybody wants to try the product, you can try it right now free of charge at ario.com/join. This year, we're excited to bring our product out to anybody that wants to try it. We're starting with a freemium model up to enterprise solution. And we're really trying to deliver a SaaS scalable platform that individuals can start using and connecting any type of information they want to their world through our platform, and expanding the use cases, not just to the verticals that we've been servicing today, but other use cases such as hotel workers, or even medical or other verticals that have the same needs to train or provide their deskless workers a better solution to train, digitize, and advance them using augmented reality. So that's it for me, and I will pass it off.
Thanks, Joe. That was very, very impressive. You've come a long way. It's good for you. Outstanding. All right, next up is Mr. Tim Chrisman from Vartech. Tim, take it away.
All right, let me share my screen. Okay.
Yep, we see it.
Everybody see the screen okay?
Sure.
All right, fantastic. All right, well, thanks for having me, Dan. I appreciate this. My name's Tim Chrisman, and I'm from Vartech. I'm the CEO. A quick little background about myself. I was born and raised here in Hampton Roads, mainly lived in Chesapeake and Suffolk. Graduated from ECPI, started out working for local defense contractors as IT. Had a lot of downtime with IT, so my spare time, I basically learned game development, VR and AR. Slowly worked my way up the ladder to creating 3D models, programming, and then eventually being VR developer, AR developer. I've been loving it ever since. Been developing VR apps since DK1, which was the very first prototype from Oculus. I think that was in 2013. But yeah, so a little bit about Vartech. We're a technology solutions company. We specialize in all of the XR technologies. So your augmented reality, virtual reality, mixed reality. But we also specialize in mobile apps, desktop apps, simulations, e-learnings, where they're SCORM compliant, 10CAN API, etc. 3D renderings, 3D modeling, and then motion capture. So this presentation, we're going to primarily focus on VR because that's kind of our bread and butter. We do it all, but we love VR, and that's what we've been doing for a long time. So we're going to showcase what VR is, and then also some examples behind it. And let me move this camera screen. So what is VR? I'm sure everyone pretty much has an idea or concept of VR because it's taken off both from a commercial standpoint, but also for consumer standpoint with the Oculus Quest. You know, you have the Beat Saber, you have all those fun games. So basically, it's creating a simulated virtual environment through the use of a special headset that's equipped with various sensors, components, cameras that track your rotations and your movements, and now even your hands. So very cool stuff. It's always improving. It's always getting better. One of the biggest dilemmas we find when we're talking with clients is which direction to take, because you have portable VR, you also have what we consider desktop VR. So desktop VR is typically tethered to a high-end desktop that has powerful components, graphics card, etc. And the power of the desktop VR is you can run very photorealistic simulations. So if you really want to trigger stress, or, you know, have the user sweating a little bit in the experience, make them feel totally immersed in that experience, that's where desktop VR really comes into play. The downside, of course, being you have to, in most cases, be tethered to a desktop. They do have wireless streaming now, which is really cool. Which leads me to portable VR. Obviously, it's portable. You can take it anywhere. All of them have inside-out tracking, which basically means you can put the headset on. You have enough space. It'll see your environment around you. You can draw your environment on the fly, so you don't run into any walls. It'll warn you. It's really nice. The downside being, because it's basically mobile hardware, you're limited as far as performance goes for trying to show photorealistic content. However, it is constantly improving. It's constantly improving the graphics. They have 4K now, portable. I mean, it's pretty amazing. And now they have where you can stream from a desktop computer wirelessly to your portable headset, which is pretty cool. So why VR? There's all these technologies. You know, should I do AR? Should I do e-learnings? So VR is great for replicating any real world experience or situations where either you don't have it could be too costly to perform, or it could be too dangerous. It could be shutting down an area that may be halting production for a day for you to train on something. It could be a great tool for providing familiarization of specific environments. One of our common uses is new employees. Like, say, for example, we do ship familiarization. So we have new crew coming onto a ship. We'll go and model out the entire ship, and then they can actually explore the ship on their own before they come on board, either at home or at the corporate office, so they can get familiarized with locations of decks, emergency equipment, etc. Another great reason for VR, it's a great supplemental hands-on training for operating anything with your hands. So, you know, forklifts, heavy machinery, travel lifts, cranes, scissor lifts. We've kind of done it all. And the key word is supplemental, because it'll never replace actual true hands-on operations. As I said before, you can simulate stressful environments. You can use haptic systems that increase the heat. They can feel if they get zapped or if it's getting hot. We can also track their eye positioning, so you can always see what they're focused on during a training at whatever time in the experience. And then lastly, 75% retention rate for VR when compared to reading style learning or verbal, and that was from the National Training Laboratory. 75%. That's pretty big. People that are, I think they call it, another term is active, excuse me, active learning. All right, so I'm going to get into a couple use cases and examples that we've developed for clients. So as I said, we do a lot of shipboard stuff. This one we developed for desktop VR. The purpose was to do a shipboard fire simulation where the player is assuming the role of chief mate. So they're basically in charge during an emergency fire. So they start out on the deck, they hear about a fire outbreaking, and it's their job to direct crew members on what to do. We integrated voice commands into the actual VR headset, so the player can actually issue voice commands to the NPCs, as we call them. They're not really other characters, and they will actually act accordingly based on the command. Very cool experience, pretty realistic, and we're in talks about incorporating haptics, thermal suit, so they can feel the heat of the fire. Another quick example is this was also a desktop VR experience. Here, the player assumes the role of a security guard in an office, and then we have a fire outbreak, and he or she must take the appropriate action to locate the fire, follow protocols, and then contact emergency services. The cool thing about this one is we also incorporated the voice command system, so the player can actually talk to dispatch in a way, issuing commands, requesting services, and relaying information. This was a Oculus Go, so portable VR example that we developed. This was to focus on ladder safety, mainly portable ladder safety. So there's an introduction to this. The thing with the Oculus Go is it was a very limited VR headset. It's pretty early. I think it was one of the first portable VR headsets. So it's 3 degrees of freedom. So it's only rotations, and it had a little handheld remote. So for most of this, you're kind of looking around in 3D space, and they're explaining ladder safety, what to do, what not to do, different angles, that sort of thing. And then ultimately, you transfer or teleport outside, and your goal is to place the ladder in different locations and different angles, and be sure to select the right angle. Otherwise, unfortunately, the character would go up and fall down, or the ladder would slide back. So a pretty cool example there. This is one of the more modern portable examples that we developed. We developed this for the Oculus Quest 2, and it was for ironworking, erecting steel beams. So you had a brief introduction at the beginning to kind of basically say, hey, here's your task. This is what we're going to do. Make sure you follow these protocols and safety rules. And then the player was instructed to go out on the beam, and then a crane will actually lower in the steel beam, and then not steel, the iron beam, and then they would actually guide it into place. They would use the right tools. They had a tool belt in front of them, so they could select different bolts. I can't remember the tool they used, a spanner wrench maybe, and basically guide it into place, assemble it, untie beam, and then repeat the process. So pretty cool experience there. We've also developed other portable experiences. This one is another familiarization example of a base. So we have